right, welcome back. The tributes will continue to pour in for the late City of Johannesburg Executive Mayor Matongo, who died in a car crash yesterday. We are now joined by Action SA leader Herman Mashaba to continue to pay tributes. Mr. Mashaba, very good morning to you for, I guess, what it is today. You know, we obviously know that you were very critical at a time of Matongo and his appointment unopposed, but at times like this, politics come last.
Absolutely, and good morning to Newzroom listeners and to the family of Mr. Matongo. I think it's, last night when the news broke, I was having dinner and you see the screenshots on television that Jolie D has died. And I said, no, this can't be true. And, it's always unfortunate when you hear of someone's death and you really wish it was a dream. I mean, that young man, I think personally, him and I had a very, very special relationship over the years. I remember every time before council, we'll always actually joke about it that next time we must have a boxing ring, because you remember him and I all the time had to really have issues, because unfortunately Jolie D was made to do a very, very difficult job of spin doctoring for thugs and criminals and corrupt politicians. But him himself as a person was a great guy. I had a really kind of a special relationship which I will forever cherish. And yes, we're in a political field. Obviously, from time to time we have differences, and differences of a very serious nature, because public office is about saving society. But I can only say condolences to his family, his colleagues, and everyone. Really gone too soon.
And, those memories that you do share with us, especially indeed, Mr. Mashaba, because as you mentioned, you in a political battlefield against each other, but outside of that, you really get a chance to know one another. Just talk to us about some of his most endearing characteristics that you really enjoyed from his personality.
You see, I think he was an unfortunate young man, because, unfortunately he was saving corrupt politicians, and he was the one supposed to be the spin doctoring for them. And I think I remember Funzin Gubene and I all the time when we had him on the side, he said, you know what, Jolie D, you've got a very, very difficult job. And he used to really admit, but that was his job, and he used to really admit. That is why we ended up to say, no, Mashaba, let's one day, before council, you and I, we can entertain council. We have a boxing ring, have a half an hour entertainment, and take this on a physical kind of basis. And we're saying this as a joke. And unfortunately, I never got an opportunity to go into a ring with him. So obviously, going back into the city after the 1st of November, I thought it was going to be an opportunity so that this time we can live up to our promises we used to make to each other.
Mr. Mashaba, we thank you for that tribute. Just to wrap up on our conversation, the city, again, is now mayorless. What are your thoughts regarding that?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, the City of Johannesburg, as a result of the DA, actually, because the DA is the one that put together the coalition arrangement after the 2016 local government elections, but made life difficult for me to an extent that I just could not really take the abuse any longer when they did not care about poor communities, and eventually I decided, let me leave. And then Jeff Makubu took over with this COVID pandemic here to go. And just over a month later, we are now losing Jolie D. So you can imagine the city that is facing, at the time when I left, over 170 billion rands of infrastructure backlog. We needed to stop the corruption. We needed to put together a professional public service. Now the city is going to be leaderless. But obviously under the ANC, there was just no way that the city was going to progress. That is why the 1st of November local government elections are very, very critical, so that once and for all we can remove the ANC from government and put in a responsive, accountable government, so that we can quickly turn around the city. Because without Johannesburg working, South Africa won't be able to work.
Action SA's Herman Mashaba paying tribute to Matongo there. Thank you so much for that this morning. I really appreciate